Sustainability has emerged as a critical issue in global discourse, transcending its traditional association with environment to encompass economic, social, and governance aspects. So in October 1987, the Brundtland Report was published by the World Commission on Environment and Development. And in that report, the term sustainable development was officially defined as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainability, therefore, is our society's ability to survive and flourish without exhausting all of its resources needed to subsist in the future, as this will mean restoring, as much as is being used. Sustainability refers to other subjects as social, economic, humanity, as well as environmental, with the environmental aspects being arguably the most important, as it often gets the most attention. The notion that sustainability is only focused on the environment is a misconception. The McGill University defined social sustainability and is here cited with approval as the ability to uphold universal human rights and meet people's basic needs, such as healthcare, education, transportation, etc. Healthy communities ensure personal, labor, and cultural rights are respected, and all people are protected from discrimination. It also defined economic sustainability as the ability of human communities around the world to maintain their independence and have access to the resources required to meet their needs, meaning that secure sources of livelihood are available to everyone. In the context of African football, sustainability then presents multifaceted challenges and opportunities that require comprehensive strategies for long-term success. How can football be sustained? How does football affect the environment? How are football clubs across the continent incorporating the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals into its daily actions? This conversation aims to delve into the state of the industry in Africa, the enforcement of FIFA regulations, and the creation of an African football stakeholder working group to foster sustainability across the continent's football ecosystem. So, the state of the industry in Africa. Africa football boasts a rich heritage and immense potential, yet it grapples with numerous challenges that hinder its sustainability. Issues such as inadequate infrastructure, financial instability, governance deficiencies, and lack of youth development plague the continent's football landscape. While African nations have produced world-class talent and experienced sporadic successes on the global stage, sustained progress remains elusive without addressing these systemic issues. Furthermore, the reliance on external funding, often from non-transparent sources, exacerbates financial vulnerabilities and compromises the autonomy of the Football Federation. This reliance undermines the ability of African football associations to invest in grassroots development, infrastructure upgrades, and administrative capacity building, thereby perpetuating a cycle of dependence and underperformance. Enforcement of FIFA regulations. FIFA, as the governing body of world football, plays a pivotal role in promoting sustainability and good governance within member associations. However, the enforcement of FIFA regulations in Africa has been inconsistent, with instances of corruption, mismanagement, and political interference undermining the integrity of the sport. To ensure sustainable development, it is imperative to strengthen regulatory mechanisms, enhance accountability, and promote transparency at all levels of African football administration. This includes robust oversight over financial transactions, adherence to ethical standards, and zero tolerance for corruption. Additionally, FIFA should collaborate with African football stakeholders like AFAC to provide technical assistance, capacity building initiatives, and financial support tailored to the continent's specific needs. Creation of African Football Stakeholders Working Group. Establishing an African Football Stakeholder Working Group represents a proactive step towards enhancing sustainability and fostering collaboration among key actors in the football ecosystem. This working group should comprise representatives from football federations, clubs, players, unions, government agencies, corporate sponsors, NGOs, and the media. The primary objectives of the working group will be to develop a comprehensive sustainability framework that addresses the economic, social, environmental, and governance dimensions of African football, facilitate knowledge sharing, best practice exchange, and capacity building initiatives to empower stakeholders at all levels of the football hierarchy, advocate for policy reforms, institutional reforms, and investments in critical areas such as youth development, infrastructure, grassroots football. Also promote inclusivity, diversity, and gender equality within African football, ensuring equal opportunities for participation and representation. Monitor progress, evaluate impact, and adjust strategies based on evolving challenges and opportunities in the football landscape. By leveraging the collective expertise, resources, and influence of diverse stakeholders, the African Football Stakeholders Working Group can catalyze positive change and drive sustainable development across the continent's football industry. Conclusion. Sustainability in African football transcends the traditional focus on environmental conservation to encompass economic viability and social responsibility, and also good governance. So addressing the systemic challenges facing the industry requires a holistic approach that prioritizes transparency, accountability, and collaboration among all stakeholders. Through initiatives such as the creation of an African Football Stakeholder Working Group and strengthened enforcement of FIFA regulations, the continent can unlock its immense footballing potentials while advancing the principles of sustainability and fairness for future generations. This conference therefore serves as a platform for dialogue, innovation, and actions towards a more sustainable and prosperous future for African football. And as members of the global community, Rangers International Football Club, and indeed the Enugu State Government of Nigeria, is committed to doing what it can to help mitigate both climate change and also take steps in fostering sustainability-minded participants within the sports community and throughout the state by implementing sustainable solutions to address local and global challenges. Nevertheless, regardless of our spheres of operation, may we be reminded that it is our collective responsibility to do all that we can to help mitigate climate change and foster a community of people who are sustainability-minded citizens of the world. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks a lot.
I want to join us. Presentation.